Flipping the switch to the crescent moon, hoping this lecture is ending soon. Hoodie pulled up, cap is pulled down, the quietest student in the whole town. The chalk on the board is making a sound, but my feet are lifting right off the ground. Nothing is urgent, nothing is real, just focusing hard on the way that I feel. The world is a blur of the black and the white, but the track in my ears is incredibly bright. Building a wall that they cannot break, a beautiful choice that I wanted to make. Do not disturb, I'm out of range. Everything around me is looking strange. Locked in a groove, floating on the bass, finding my peace in a crowded place. No notifications, no buzzing alert, just healing the morning, healing the hurt. A private little island in the back of the class, watching the slow, heavy minutes pass. A heavy sigh from the row in the front, bearing the academic heavy brunt. But I'm leaning back in the wooden chair, breathing the conditioned chilly air. The baseline is dropping smooth as a silk, drinking a latte made of oat milk. The perfect defense from the stress of the day, letting the rhythm just carry me away. The world is a blur of the black and the white, but the track in my ears is incredibly bright. Building a wall that they cannot break, a beautiful choice that I wanted to make. I'm out of range, everything around me is looking strange. Locked in a groove, floating on the bass, finding my peace in a crowded place. No notifications, no buzzing alert, just healing the morning, healing the hurt. A private little island in the back of the class, watching the slow, heavy minutes pass. 2 more hours on the ticking clock, but I've put a heavy and a solid lock on my attention, on my mind, leaving the boring reality behind. Yeah, I'm unreachable. Do not disturb, I'm out of range. Everything around me is looking strange. Locked in a groove, floating on the bass, finding my peace in a crowded place. No notifications, no buzzing alert, just healing the morning, healing the hurt, healing the hurt. Out of range, do not disturb me, and just love me. Do not disturb me. Just floating, just floating. Sweating on the wooden desk, trying to survive this morning test. One little sip of the dark in the cold, a story of the morning that never gets old. The reverb is washing all over my brain, like standing right under a musical rain. The eyes are so heavy, the islands are light, walking the edge of the day and the night, trying to focus, trying to care. There is a magic in the morning, mixing the coffee with a heavy beat, making this boring classroom sweet. Caffeine and reverb, mixing it up, holding on tight to the plastic cup. The lecture is long, but the track is deep, walking the line between awake and sleep. A beautiful clash of the bitter and smooth, finding the absolute perfect groove. Let the dark roast and the melody blend, waiting for this first period to end. Sunlight is hitting the window blind, academic world behind. A tiny nod to the kick and the snare, acting like I am not even there. The slides are flipping one by one, wishing the whole thing was already done. But the music is keeping my spirit alive, helping the back row students survive. Trying to focus, trying to care, but there is a magic in the morning air. Mixing the coffee with a heavy beat, making this boring classroom sweet. Caffeine and reverb, mixing it up, holding on tight to the plastic cup. The lecture is long, but the track is deep, walking the line between awake and sleep. A beautiful clash of the bitter and smooth, finding the absolute perfect groove. Let the dark roast and the melody blend, waiting for this first period to end. A subtle escape in a room full of stress. I'm cleaning up my internal mess. Every little drop, every little sound, keeping my heavy feet on the ground. Wake me up, calm me down. Caffeine and reverb, mixing it up, holding on tight to the plastic cup. The lecture is long, but the track is deep, walking the line between awake and sleep. A beautiful clash of the bitter and smooth, finding the absolute perfect groove. Just one more sip, let the reverb play, waiting it out. Waiting it out.
Staring at the clock upon the heavy white wall, waiting for the minute hand to finally fall. Moving like a turtle through the thickest of glue, thinking about the million other things I could do. Professor is deep inside a complicated chart, but I'm just listening to the beating of my heart. The bass in the ear is the only real friend, wondering exactly when this hour will end. And every single second is a heavy little stone, sitting in a crowded room completely alone, holding on to rhythm like a lifeline now, wiping the imaginary sweat off the brow, watching the ticking hand, taking it slow. Got a whole lot of nothing that I really need to know, riding on the smooth and the mellow kind of beat, keeping myself planted in this uncomfortable seat. A quiet little countdown inside of my brain, the music is the only thing keeping me sane. Tick tock, let the heavy bass drop, wishing that the academic talking would stop. Hey, the guy to my left is already asleep, a beautiful silence that I'm trying to keep. Screen saver bouncing on the laptop screen, the most hypnotic visual that I've ever seen. Tapping the fingers on the edge of the phone, deep inside a very isolated kind of zone. The melody is carrying the weight of the day, washing all the complicated formulas away. Oh, every single second is a heavy little stone, sitting in a crowded room completely alone, holding on a rhythm like a lifeline now, wiping the imaginary sweat off the brow, watching the ticking hand, taking it slow. Got a whole lot of nothing that I really do know, riding on the smooth and the mellow kind of beat, keeping myself planted in this uncomfortable seat. A quiet little countdown inside of my brain, the music is the only thing keeping me sane. Tick tock, let the heavy bass drop, wishing that the academic talking would stop. Just push it forward, speed up the time. I'm just communicating in a silent rhyme. Let the hour vanish, let the minute fly, looking for a piece of the open sky. Ooh, 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 ooh. taking it slow. Got a whole lot of nothing that I really didn't know. Riding on the smooth and the mellow kind of beat. Keeping myself planted in this uncomfortable seat. A quiet little countdown inside of my brain. The music is the only thing keeping me sane. Ooh. Just watch the clock, keep the rhythm almost there, almost there. Just watch the clock, keep the rhythm almost there, almost there. Eight in the morning, the room is so cold. Professor is talking, but same stories told. Cap pulled down heavy right over my eyes, hiding away from the gray morning skies. Laptop is open, the screen is so dim, not really paying attention to him. The text on the slide is an absolute blur, lost in the sound of a quiet low purr. Words at the front fade into hum, waiting for the caffeine to kick in and on. So plugging the ears and tuning out the great, sliding right into my own getaway. Backseat groove, I'm catching the vibe, the best little feeling that I can describe. Not a single muscle I wanna move, just riding the wave of this slow, heavy groove. A secret little world behind the screen, the calmest reality I've ever seen. Let the syllabus fade, let the music play, washing the stress of the morning away. Highlighters pressed in beside heavy books, avoiding the front and the serious looks. The bass is dropping so smooth and so low. Where all of the minutes go, I really don't know. Someone is typing a mile a minute, but I'm in a zone with nobody in it. Just me and the rhythm, keeping it deep, fighting the urge to just fall fast asleep. The words at the front are fading to waiting for the caffeine to kick in and on. Just plugging the ears and tuning out the gray, sliding right into my own getaway. Backseat groove, I'm catching the vibe, the best bit of feeling that I can describe. Not a single muscle I wanna move, just riding the wave of this slow groove. A secret little world behind the screen, the calmest reality I've ever seen. Let the syllabus fade, let the music play, watching the stress of the morning away. Slide the volume up, just a tiny notch, keeping the daisy in a quiet watch. No one around knows the wavelength I'm on, just waiting until this whole hour is gone. Let the beat rise. Catching a vibe, the best little feeling that I can describe. Not a single muscle I wanna move, just riding the wave of this slow, heavy little world behind the screen. Calmest reality I've ever seen. Backseat, just the music now. 8 a.m. illusion. Backseat. 8 a.m. illusion. Backseat. Bright lights in the hall, eyes are feeling dry. Scrolling through the feed, letting time fly. Scroll is on the lowest brightness mode, taking a walk on a hidden road. Professor is talking about a new theory, but my vision is getting a little bit bleary. Out in my phone, right under the desk, just trying to pass this morning test. The voice on the mic is a distant drone. I'm in a little bubble all on my own, turning the volume a little bit higher, warming my soul with a quiet fire. Then scream, hiding my sweet escape. Bend in the morning, out of shape. Earbuds in, keeping it so low-key. Nobody looking at the back row. Me a secret rhythm that they cannot hear, making the heavy syllables disappear. Just riding the wave of the smooth guitar, traveling incredibly beautifully far. Ice is melting in the plastic cup, trying my hardest to keep the chin up, tapping my pen to the snare and the kick. Time is moving like a heavy break, and neighbor is typing a mile a minute, but I'm in a zone with nobody in it, just breathing the air of the college room, sweeping away the morning gloom. The voice on the mic is a distant drone. I'm in a little bubble all on my own, turning the volume a little bit high, warming my soul with a quiet fire. I'll scream, hiding my sweet escape. Been in the morning, out of shape. Earbuds in, keeping it so low-key. Nobody looking at the back row. Be a sneaker rhythm that they cannot hear, making the heavy syllables disappear. Just riding the wave of the smooth guitar, traveling incredibly beautifully far. Don't call my name, don't ask me a thing, just let the silent melody sing. I'm perfectly present but totally gone, waiting right here for the break of the dawn inside my head. Escape, end of the morning, out of shape. Earbuds ain't keeping it so low-key. Nobody looking at the back row. Me, a secret rhythm that they cannot hear, making a heavy syllable disappear. Keep the spring. The music loud, back row magic. Silent now. Professor is making a serious point, but I'm lighting up a musical joint, just in my mind, riding the flow where the rest of the class could never go. Staring right down at the glowing pad, catching a vibe that is incredibly rare. Not a single word is making any sense, hiding behind my quiet defense, keeping the rhythm under the breath. Bored almost to a quiet death, but the bass is saving me, keeping me cool, breaking every single academic rule, giving the silent nod to the beat, staring right down at my resting feet. They think I'm agreeing with what they say, but I'm just listening to the track play. A perfect disguise in the back of the class, watching the slow, heavy minutes pass. A tiny little bounce in my heavy head, listening to the R&B instead. A question is asked to the front of the room. I'm hiding away in the comforting gloom. No eye contact,
back, looking so deep in a daydream that I'm trying to keep. The jazzy little keys are making me smile. Gonna stay in the zone for a while. A secret little party of only one until the boring lecture is finally done. Keeping the rhythm under the breath. Bored almost to a quiet death, but the bass is saving me, keeping me cool, breaking every single academic rule, giving the silent nod to the beat, staring right down at my resting feet. They think I'm agreeing with what they say, but I'm just listening to the track play. A perfect disguise in the back of the class, watching the slow, heavy minutes pass. A tiny little bounce in my heavy head, listening to the R&B instead. Just a little longer, holding it down. The smoothest escape in the entire town. Keep the knots subtle, keep the face straight, letting the heavy rhythm dictate. Yeah, I agree with the beat. Holding the pen like I'm taking a note, but I'm just drawing a little tiny boat, sailing on a sea of a blank white page, trapped inside a very quiet, boring cage. Looking real focused, looking so sharp, but the mind is playing on a musical harp, drawing little stars on the edge of the book, avoiding the professor's evaluating look, acting like the perfect little student today, while the mind is a million miles away. The lyrics are flowing right out of the ink, not caring what anybody else might think. Writing down the margin notes, making a rhyme, finding a way just to pass the time. The acoustic guitar, soothing the soul, taking back a tiny little piece of control, scribbling a melody, shading the lines, looking for the hidden and the musical signs. A masterpiece hidden in the syllabus text, waiting to see what is happening next. Distraction that I've ever seen. They think I'm copying the board on the wall, but I'm just answering a musical call. The cap is pulled down, the hoodie is up, taking a sip from the watery cup. The rhythm is steady, cool, sick and warm, a quiet little shelter in the academic storm, acting like the perfect little student today, while the mind is a million miles away. The lyrics are flowing right out of the ink, not caring what anybody else might think. Writing down the margin notes, making a rhyme, finding a way just to pass the time. An acoustic guitar, soothing the soul, taking back a tiny little piece of control, scribbling a melody, shading the lines, looking for the hidden and the musical signs. A masterpiece hidden in the syllabus text, waiting to see what is happening next. A doodle of a speaker, a doodle of a heart, making an invisible and silent art. The lecture is loud, but the drawing is peace, looking for a sudden and a sweet relief. pass the time like a rhythmic guitar, soothing the soul, taking back a tiny little piece of control, scribbling a melody, shading the lines, looking for the hidden and the musical sign. Just drawing the line, keep the music soft, margin notes. Turning my head just a fraction of an inch, looking at the world sitting on the bench. The leaves on the trees are blowing outside, a beautiful place for my spirit to hide. The sky is a perfectly painted blue, washing over every single academic hue. The glass is a boundary keeping me in, but my mind is already where I wanna begin. The lecture is fading in the background noise, finding the center, finding the poise, following the clouds, drifting away, escaping the heavy and the boring day, staring from the window seat, floating so high, watching all the campus people passing by. The 808 bass is shaking the ground, but up in my head there is hardly a sound. Ooh, a million miles from the front of the room, sweeping away the intellectual gloom, drowning in the ambient ethereal chill. Everything is beautifully, perfectly still. A bird on a wire, ready to fly, spreading her wings right into the sky, wishing I could just do exactly the same. Tired of playing this waiting game. The center sniffing hums a heavy low note, wrapping around like a winter coat. The contrast of the inside and what is out there, breathing the visual. Lecture is fading in the background noise, finding the center, finding the poise, following the clouds, drifting away, escaping the heavy and the boring day, staring from the window seat, floating so high, watching all the campus people passing by. The 808 bass is
professor is finally checking the time. A beautiful, silent, and wonderful sight. The energy shifts in the back of the class, waiting for the final few moments to pass. Notebooks are slowly sprouting to close, waking right up from the academic doze. The volume goes up on the R&B track, a heavy groove carrying me on its back. The finish line is finally coming in sight. The end of the tunnel is shining so bright. The jazzy keys are dancing around, the sweetest animals anticipating sound. 10 more minutes till I'm walking free, exactly where I really wanna be. The lecture is wrapping, the slides are all done. The battle of the morning is finally won. Feeling the groove in the tip of the toes, that's exactly how the first period goes. Getting ready to stretch and walk out the door. I couldn't really ask for anything more. People are starting to shuffle their feet, moving around in the uncomfortable seat. A subtle little chaos is filling the air, running ahead through the messy hair. The summary slide is up on the screen, the prettiest conclusion I've ever seen. Nodding the head to the kick and the snare, breathing the vibe of the outer air. The finish line is finally coming in sight. The end of the tunnel is shining so bright. The jazzy keys are dancing around, the sweetest and the most anticipated sound. 10 more minutes till I'm walking free, exactly where I really wanna be. The lecture is wrapping, the slides are all done. The battle of the morning is finally won. Feeling the groove in the tip of the toes, that's exactly how the first period goes. Getting ready to stretch and walk out the door. I couldn't really ask for anything more. Just wrap it up, say the final word. The sweetest good drive that I ever heard. The bass is dropping, getting ready to fly. Saying the boring classroom goodbye. Yeah, we're almost out. It's all for today, the magical phrase. Walking right out of the morning haze, closing the laptop with a heavy snap, waking right up from the musical nap, pulling the zipper on the heavy black bag. No longer feeling the academic drag, standing up tall, stretching the spine. Everything is feeling incredibly fine. The crowd is moving right toward the door, not sitting in the back row anymore. The upbeat rhythm is taking control, washing the boredom right out of the soul. Taking that zipper sound, ready to go, leaving behind the concrete, getting slow, stepping right out in the bright campus light. The chill R&B is feeling so right, walking to the rhythm, keeping the pace, a tiny little smile up on the face. The first period is fully complete, taking the groove right onto the street. The hallway is loud, but the headphones are deep. A musical promise that I'm gonna keep. The breeze is hitting as I open the gate, accepting the beautiful, wonderful fate. The heavy bass line is walking with me, exactly where I really wanna be. No more sitting, no more waiting around, just moving along to the beautiful sound. The crowd is moving right toward the door, not sitting in the back row anymore.
R&B rhythm is taking control, washing the boredom right out of the soul, making that zipper sound ready to go, leaving behind a couple plates, and slow, stepping right out in the bright campus light. The chill R&B is feeling so right, walking to the rhythm, keeping the pace, a tiny little smile upon the face. The first period is fully complete, taking the groove right onto the street. Leave the heavy room behind, got a better state of mind. The playlist did exactly what it should, making the morning feel so very good. Making that super sound ready to go, leaving behind the complaints, getting slow, stepping right out in the bright campus light. The chill R&B is feeling so right, walking to the rhythm, keeping the pace, a tiny little smile upon